One Zambia, one nation. Good evening and a warm welcome to the presentation of Lono TV Weekly News. To present it, my name is Mokupa Hendricks. Well, before we go into the details, let's look at the news making headlines. Italian president has been honored with the title of Victoria Falls Marketing Ambassador. ICO throws out Chotela's application. And in sports news, bubbling Copper Queens aim to end group games on a high note. Well, join us after the break.
Lono Studios cares about your memories, and what better way to keep your memories than having pictures and videos. As Lono Studios, we cover events such as weddings, kitchen parties, chilanga mulilo, birthday parties, as well as corporate events. If you are looking for quality pictures and videos for such events, look no further than Lono Studios. Visit and like our Facebook page at LonoZM.
And now the news in details. Italian President Sergio Mattarella has been honored with the title of Victoria Falls Marketing Ambassador by the Southern Province Administration. Provincial Minister Cornelius Muito has since appealed to President Mattarella to help market Falls as well as other tourism sites in Livingstone. Mr. Muito said President Hakainde Hichilema's agenda is to rebuild the economy through tourism can only be actualized with intensified marketing to the tourism site. Details in the following report.
To bestow upon you the status of #1 President Ambassador for Zambia out there marketing the Victoria Falls as one of the 7 wonders of the world. We are now on a journey of economic emancipation and transformation.
We
believe that that journey cannot be We believe that that journey cannot be complete without the participation of Italy.
Conveying the message that this is one of the most beautiful places in the world.
Capisco anche quanto sia importante il ruolo di chi si occupa di conservare questo patrimonio in condizioni autentiche.
And I also understand the important role played by
A man believed to be in his 30s has allegedly been murdered by unknown people in Kasama's Sanga village. The incident is suspected to have occurred between midnight and in the early hours of Thursday, and residents in the area have described the incidents as sad. Meanwhile, residents have urged the Zambia police to intensify routine patrols in the area in order to keep the rampant criminal activities and other illicit vices. The residents have attributed also the rise in criminal activities to lack of police presence, the brewing of illicit beer, commonly known as cachasu, and drug abuse, among others. The residents also lament that they are now living in fear, hence the call to have police presence. Police in Kitwe have gunned down one criminal suspected to have been behind the break in mobile city phones in Kitwe. Copperbelt Police Commanding Officer Shalon Zulu says officers use cameras from Pick and Pay to identify the 3 suspect criminals, among them Prince Mugala, an ex-convict. Ms. Zulu says 2 security guards from Arm Secure who were guarding mobile city phones at the time of the break is also identified Mugala and the street kids in the central business districts of Kitwe who patronized the shop. Well, we go for the first commercial break. Join us for more news after the break.
Lono Studios cares about your memories, and what better way to keep your memories than having pictures and videos. As Lono Studios, we cover events such as weddings, kitchen parties, chilanga mulilo, birthday parties, as well as corporate events. If you are looking for quality pictures and videos for such events, look no further than Lono Studios. Visit and like our Facebook page at LonoZM.
Welcome back. We'll continue with the news. The Lusaka High Court has thrown out an application filed by former Tourism Minister Lono to reverse the restriction noticed by the Anti-Corruption Commission ACC aimed at stopping the evaluation of his state lodge property. The ACC issued the restriction notes under Section 60 of the Anti-Corruption Act No. 3 of 2012. But Mr. Stotela sued the Commission in the High Court challenging the restriction notice issued by the Commission in March this year is respect of the property in State Lord Chongwe, demanding that it should be reversed or cancelled. Vice President Mutale Nalumango says there is no malice in the ongoing investigation by the Drug Enforcement Commission and other investigative wings. This happens when responding to questions in the Parliament during the Vice President's question time on why the former First family is being followed. Mrs. Nalumango said there are no investigations targeted at the former First family. Mrs. Nalumango said the investigations against the former First Lady are meant to establish the facts behind the property under her name. Details in the following report.
And you are the one who should answer. Honorables, let us be sincere ourselves in this house. A name by itself does not mean a specific individual, because in our country we share names. This is the truth. And now that you know, then you start dealing with the matter. You don't have to. If they said it has vanished, I'm not aware. But there is nothing like vanishing. Nobody can vanish. You are in the country, you'll be found. And for them to say that, it's because they knew the person who is the rightful owner, not of the name, but of the property. When you are, followed, just go and explain. If there is no issue, there is no issue. But we can't say, don't talk about me, or the name is similar. Then we will not move. When you are cleared, I'm sure you feel lighter than to go in hiding, trying to imagine that people are following you. Let the cases be dealt with properly.
The delay by local authority to collect garbage frustrates traders at Chambeshi Market. The continued failure by local authority to regularly collect garbage in public places has frustrated some marketeers at Kasama Chambeshi Market. The marketeers who trade near the skip bins lament to Lono TV News that it has become a trend for the council to wait until garbage starts to overflow before collecting, leaving people with no option but to dump on the ground. The marketeers stated that the delay to collect garbage at the market is hazard both to traders and customers as it may breed diseases. The marketeers added that people are now resorting to burning the garbages in skip bins, a situation in which they say may result in fire at the market. Meanwhile, the marketeers have called on local authority to be collecting garbage on time. Well, we go for our second commercial break. Join us for more news after the break.
Lono Studios cares about your memories, and what better way to keep your memories than having pictures and videos. As Lono Studios, we cover events such as weddings, kitchen parties, chilanga mulilo, birthday parties, as well as corporate events. If you are looking for quality pictures and videos for such events, look no further than Lono Studios. Visit and like our Facebook page at LonoZM.
Welcome back. We continue with the news. 2 China State employees in Kasama died after getting trapped as they were digging holes for a sewer line. The 2 were working in the company of other colleagues as the sand collapsed on them. The 2 bodies were retrieved by Kasama Municipal Council. Meanwhile, the surviving workers complained of being forced to work long hours and are plagued by the contractor, who is in China State Engineering Constructing Company, and only get 30 kwacha per day. Meanwhile, the deceased employers confirmed this when addressing the Permanent Secretary of Northern Province, who went to see the scene at location Chambeshi Market. Details in the following report.
As they were working, there were about 8 of them in the ditch, which is about almost 3 meters down. 3 of them out of the 8 were trapped by the soils that fell from the left side of the trench. 3 were trapped, 2 escaped and hid. 1 was completely buried. I think the gentleman who is called Chilongo, that's the one we lost. He must be in his late 20s and 30s.
Great concern to us as stakeholders because such accidents really need to send a wrong signal out there. We hope to put safety parameters in place to try and improve.
And in health news, 2 health workers in Petauke district have been arrested in connection with the alleged theft of drugs worth over 200,000. Eastern Province Minister Peter Pili says assorted drugs worth over 100,000 kwacha went missing between January and February this year. Mr. Pili also says malaria drugs worth 25,000 were stolen at the same health facility. Meanwhile, Mr. Pili told journalists in Chipata today that the government is pursuing all the perpetrators to bring them to book. Zambia will soon start giving oral pills to individuals who may be at the risk of developing severe COVID-19 disease. Health Minister Sylvia Masebo says that the ministry is working with other partners and donors to provide the oral pills. Ms. Masebo described this during the routine COVID-19 update in Lusaka. Ms. Masebo also instructed health facilities to ensure that all individuals admitted in various health facilities should be brought into book for oral pills. Details in the following report.
Lusaka and the Copper Belt, we have embarked on early treatment of COVID-19. This is much more urgent for all those with underlying conditions such as diabetes or sugar disease, hypertension or high blood pressure, HIV, cancers, chronic lung conditions, and other diseases. As a ministry, and working with other partners and donors, Zambia will soon start giving oral pills, which is called as Paxlovid, for these individuals who may be at risk of developing severe COVID-19 disease.
Well, we go for our last set of commercial. Join us for sports news after the break.
Lono Studios cares about your memories, and what better way to keep your memories than having pictures and videos. As Lono Studios, we cover events such as weddings, kitchen parties, chilanga mulilo, birthday parties, as well as corporate events. If you are looking for quality pictures and videos for such events, look no further than Lono Studios. Visit and like our Facebook page at LonoZM.
Welcome back. And in sports news, tabletopper Zambia will aim to rubber stamp their position as Group B winners with victory over Togo in this evening's 2022 Total Energies Women Africa Cup of Nations tournament in Morocco. Having already secured the quarterfinal ticket with a game to spare, victory at the Stade Prince Herita in Rabat will move the Copper Queens to 7 points and at last 8 match against Senegal. Meanwhile, Zambia and Togo aid into this with 2 contrasting targets. The Copper Queens aiming to finish top, while Togo need a win to keep their chances of qualifying to the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, in their previous Group B matches, the Copper Queens picked a late 1-0 over Tunisia, while the Stallions of Togo were backed back to finish 1-1 draw with the indomitable Lions of Cameroon in Casablanca. And on the same note, the Football Association of Zambia has dismissed social media reports that CAF has cleared Babla Bandas to play. First General Secretary Adrian Kashala said CAF and FIFA has just acknowledged receipt of an appeal from the association. Well, this sports item wraps up the news. But before we go, let's look at the news making headlines once again. It Italian president has been honored with the title of Victoria Falls Marketing Ambassador. High Court throws out Totela's application. And in sports news, bubbling Copper Queens aim to end group games on a high note. Wow, this is all what we had for you. Join us next week for more news. I was your presenter, Mukupa Hendricks. Good evening.
We show you how the face of Kasama has changed each and every moment. Our production crew has now advanced in streaming live in full HD up to 4K. Lono Studios is well equipped for the service. We have 4K cameras for high resolution, DJI drone for aerial view, live streaming video switcher, gimbal for smooth rotation of an object, and many more equipments. You can book us for live streaming to render your services in sport activities, church services, road shows, corporate meetings and workshops, social gatherings, and many more adventure activities. Book your session now on 0973 173461. Visit